In 2014, Emily Fournier co-founded a grassroots, community-based organization that creates free theatrical productions in and around Fairfield, Maine, United States. As she was establishing this fledgling company, Emily was challenged with the reality that even free theater costs money. Her response was, "It doesn't have to," noting the inexhaustible, endlessly available resource that is Shakespeare's work. She stated, "We can just perform it in a free space and use recycled materials and be the Recycled Shakespeare Company, or the RSC. Utilizing scrap fabrics and sheets donated from hotels, the RSC creates costumes free of charge, repurposing materials that would have otherwise been discarded. This civic and political practice is specifically meant to benefit the RSC's local community in Maine, but it also sends a message with global reverberations." I met Emily and the RSC during field research with Grassroots Shakespeare Companies in September of 2018. I did an interview with her and with many of the company members. I attended a rehearsal, and I felt like I was instantly transported home. The atmosphere was so welcoming, and the participants were beaming with enthusiasm and pride. There was a shared and profound connection to the eco-Shakespeare work that they had collectively assembled throughout their previous 4 seasons. I witnessed programs that included many members of the community, regardless of age. Participants ranged from 6 to 82. Ability, cast members with autism and cerebral palsy were present during my visit and participated in interviews celebrating what RSC has meant for them. Or profession, students, teachers, engineers, social workers, retirees, the drive-through guy, among many others. Also, I heard about events on the importance of sustainability and environmental awareness. From these interviews and this experience, I realized that Emily's tireless work as an eco-Shakespeare innovator has been a crucial part of the history of the story of grassroots theater in the United States. I wasn't the only one to notice these incredible contributions. Katie Brokaw and Paul Prescott reflected on Emily's efforts and the Recycled Shakespeare Company in 2020. They wrote, "Not only is the Recycled Shakespeare Company an exemplary and inclusive community organization, but its environmental practices are second to none. We knew we wanted to feature it at the January 2019 Roundtable on Shakespeare and Eco-Practice at the Shakespeare Theatre Association Conference in Prague, Czech Republic. Emily kindly sent a video to play, and everyone in the room applauded and commended the video, commenting on how inspiring the RSC's work is. At that meeting and in several encounters since, we have held up the RSC as a model of eco-theater and a theater that many companies around the world can learn a lot from." Emily Fournier passed away a hero while saving the life of another during a tragic whitewater rafting accident on the 11th of July 2020 at the age of 32. This conference is dedicated to her memory and ongoing legacy. I will now read a tribute written by her husband Josh Fournier and her parents Joe and Lynn Rowden. Emily could imagine worlds where none existed and bring them brilliantly to life. She pursued the things she loved with such a force of will that she could sweep up others into her passions. 2 of her passions were Shakespeare and the environment. They melded in her creation of the Recycled Shakespeare Company with a motto: reduce, reuse, recite. Her concept was to help actors and audiences alike grow in love of all things Shakespeare while protecting and preserving the precious ecology of life. Her belief in everybody who wants a part gets a part created a safe and exciting space for theatrical exploration and a chance to connect, grow, and flourish, not only as actors, but as people. Emily could always see one's capabilities and raise them up to their full potential. She knew that everyone, no matter their race, gender, age, or ability, deserved a chance to do theater and to enjoy Shakespeare as much as she did. She once said, "Recycling is redemption." These words not only apply to things. You recycle things. You redeem people. Her very life, including her untimely death, was endless loving and giving of her innumerable gifts and talents. These few words only touch upon a fraction of how Emily valued and affected all people around her. She lived large and has left an enormous hole in our hearts. She is dearly missed by her family and her entire Shakespearean family. She was, and still is, the light of our community.